What's up, y'all? July 17th, Thursday. I'm gonna drop something down on you guys. I woke up this morning and the first thing, I woke up this morning because yesterday I was inside of a store and I had seen this woman before. She's about 5'10". She just got this giant booty. And before she made contact with me and we was talking, and I was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Then yesterday, I had to go in the store, ended up talking to her again. But when I was talking to her, I felt a sense of urgency from her. I felt her saying, I got his attention again. And this woman was gazing into my eyes, doing everything, and I just played it off, because that's how I am. And then, that's what happened. So I left the store yesterday and I thought about the last time that happened to me from a white woman. And a white woman gave me compliments. Wow, you look great, blah, 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 blah. But she had a wedding ring on and I was like, hell no. Because I had seen her in town before. And I was like, I seen you with your husband, blah, blah, blah. Cool. But I woke up this morning and I said to myself, there it is. What is the is? Glad you asked. The one thing that I realized about, I got a clear understanding of what I took from that interaction that I didn't realize it till, like I said, I got up this morning and I opened up my eyes and this is the first thing that I said. Accidental love. That's the first thing I said when I woke up this morning. So what do I mean by that? That woman, instead of saying, you in a relationship? No, I'm just saying, you in a relationship. I'm just asking. Nope, it was, I gotta show him I'm interested and I gotta let him, as the niggers would say, shoot his shot. I'm not a shoot your shot type of guy. I don't do nigger shit, all right? But instead of just asking me that question, it was flirtatious, very high flirtatious. She wanted me to come across the line. And I got up this morning and said, there it is. People at 56 years old, there it is again. Do you know that I know more relationships that got together after an accident than individuals setting out to be in a relationship? I come to the realization that after your mid-20s, relationships aren't based on love. Relationships are based on an accident. Relationships are based on we was fucking and I got pregnant. You need to step up to the plate. They're not based on anything. I think about the last relationship that I was in. And it was no curriculum, and this is where I'm at today anyway. It was no curriculum as to what we were setting out to do. We was just getting together, calling it a relationship. It wasn't no exclusive to me. It was nothing. And when you have that, nothing is ever wrong. When there is no curriculum set in place, them saying, I know this weekend we said we was blah, 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 but the sisterhood, my girlfriend, her daughter having her tooth came out party. So we'll hook up after I go to the tooth came out party. It's the allegiance to the sisterhood, and you can't say nothing. You know why? There's no curriculum set in place to what it is y'all doing. But I can stop and look at all the relationships that I've seen in the last 25 years, and 99.5% of them was oops relationships, accident-based. Women of color do not know how to build a relationship based on a domesticated curriculum. Women of color only know how to build relationships based on a social situation. You've seen it with Will Smith and Jada. She set her husband down to tell him that she had an entanglement, a reckless social situation she had to present to her domesticated partner. And that is where we're at. You guys, only you 20 and 30-year-olds could attest to how much of this that you see down in your time. But I can tell you this, you're not leaving your teens with a woman crazy about you that's going to put their family before you. You're not going to leave out your teens with a woman that's crazy about you that's going to put her friends before you. When they got that young love, you are it. It's not until they get into their late 20s, 30s, and up, they now find different categories to put in the place of love. After I thought about that when I got up this morning, I said the reason why I never had a chance to have a family, I've never had a chance. I will never have a chance to become a family with a black woman under these terms, unless I meet a woman and she try to slick talk me. Where you live at? You married? Well, let me come to your house. Let me see, because you probably married. And I'm supposed to say, oh, you can come to my house and then this and all that. And then she be like, no, okay. And let me see the size of your dick. You got a big dick. And then I say, yeah, there you go. There's my dick right there. Ooh, I think I want this. I got an itch. And then we fuck, and then she get pregnant, and now we're in a relationship. That is how relationships are built. That is the perspective and narrative of relationships that I see. At 56 years old, every person that I know that had a baby in the last 25 years was an oops baby, was an accident, we was just fucking. It wasn't my wife is pregnant. It wasn't that. It wasn't the woman that we decided to build. It was always the woman that was a side chick. So I can sit here today on the 17th of July, 2025, and say, I see why I don't have a chance. I can be talking to women, right? I be talking to women and be like, why aren't we going anywhere? Why aren't, I could be talking to a woman for a year, and because I have my fundamentals in place, the relationship don't go nowhere. And then my friend would be like, yo, I met this chick, and then 10 months later, she having a baby, and they in a relationship flourishing. And I'm like, God dang, what am I doing wrong? I realize what I'm doing wrong. I have morals, I have standards, and like I said yesterday, I am not gonna trans for nobody. And I don't mean transgender. I'm not gonna trans character for nobody. I'm not. But I can tell you this, as I sit here today on the 17th of July, I realize my only chance at having a family is an accident, is a oops. My only chance at having a child is just fucking a chick. My only chance at having a child is meeting a chick on Tuesday saying, yo, I got BMWs, I got a nice crib, you feel me? My frames is fly, this and all that. Come to the house, yo. Nah, I ain't married, come to my house, know what I mean? Look, oh, you got a nice house. Oh yeah, it's cozy, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you can chill, you want something to drink? That's my only hope. My only hope. My only hope. That's it. My only chance. My only chance at a family, at a wife, at a relationship is out of we'll have to defraud. Will have to come from reckless. It has to come from reckless. In order for me to say I'm in a relationship, in order for me to sit here and say, in order for me to sit here to sit on this, in order for me to do a live stream, and I'll be like, yeah, okay, what's up, y'all? I just dropped my wife off. Now I can just hit y'all off with a quick one. In order for that to happen, I have to be reckless. I have to not have standards. I have to allow a woman's insecurities I have to cater to a woman's insecurities. Yeah, you probably can 5 chicks. Yeah, you probably doing it. I have to cater to that. If I don't cater to that, then my chances of having a woman in my life and my chances of being a father, 0. I have a 0 probability of that happening. Ain't that something? So what should you take from this video that I'm saying here today? What you should take from it is just what I'm saying. The only way for you to be successful in a black community, or should I say, a greater chance of being successful, because the only people that I've seen sit down and build a relationship and don't get pregnant until they get married, less than 5%. That ain't how black women roll. They ain't trying to hear that. They're not trying to hear that. They're not trying to hear that. You think you're gonna sit down there and because to have curriculum means order. To have curriculum means that there are standards, there are lines that you can't get out of. And when it's done reckless, anything goes to lead up to that. I can't talk to nobody that woman tells them, yo, I could be fucking other dudes and I'm with you. I can't talk to no dude like that. Then they turn around and tell me they married that chick. I can't talk to nobody like that. I got nothing to say to no person like that. I don't. Has it happened? Yes. Reckless, trash antics get you a relationship. Trash antics get you a relationship. That's what gets you a relationship. Trash antics. All right, so listen. What I'm gonna go back to something that I said earlier. I said you're not leaving out of your teens without that woman that love you and care for you. And then I said because love up here in the 50s have an agenda. Love, when a woman when they establish their life especially, there's an agenda. There's an agenda. So I'm gonna touch bases on that, then I'm gonna close this thing out. And I appreciate y'all for being here. The reason why you will not, a woman can't sit down and y'all put some curriculum into place as to how y'all gonna build y'all relationship, because a black woman has no, and I mean 0, after they establish themselves especially. But this is 30s and this is late 20s and 30s and up and forever. Once a woman establishes her life, a curriculum means y'all sit down and then y'all gonna decide what is it y'all gonna do. As much as I like Nelly and Ashanti, and when you watch that, what you see with Ashanti is what women do. Ashanti has established herself in New York. Nelly said, I'm worth 60 million. My operations are in St. Louis. I'm not moving to New York. And when he says that, you see the look on Ashanti's face like, oh no, we're gonna try to change that. That's what and how women are. Nelly made it specific. I'm telling you now, I made this, I don't think the whatever her last name is, the Harrises are gonna move to St. Louis. I'm not moving to New York. He put the emphasis on it. I'm not moving to New York, right? Because Ashanti in her 40s, She's not leaving the sisterhood. She's not leaving the pack. That old, my grandmother, my momager, that little thing she got, that's how women are. So a woman will, even women that talk to me now, they'll try to get you to conform to you establishing your life to where they at. And I'm gonna tell you something with me. I put interest on the bullshit. I do. If a woman says something that I know she's trying to manipulate me, I go ahead and act like she took a bigger loan out for that and give her a bigger charge of more interest. Because I'm saying to myself, you know what you're saying. And you know what you're saying because you're trying to get me to adhere to this life, because y'all not, here's what y'all not gonna do. You're not gonna sit down and say, this is the goal. How do we do this? Well, you gotta do that and I gotta do that. A woman ain't trying to do nothing. Ain't trying to do nothing. They want to get you so cheap. They want to put little emphasis. They don't. And then once again, once y'all decide what it is y'all trying to accomplish, order. Women don't want to do that. Women want to be reckless. Black women want to be reckless. Black women want to be able to say, this is what I want to do. I want to do it. And when you understand that, you'll understand everything that I said in this video. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.